Hey, everybody. Thank you so much for hopping on. I am Brittney Howard, Diamond Ambassador, and this is my power partner and bestie, Christina Williams, who is also a Diamond.
Hey, hey.
And we are so excited to share with you guys tonight a little bit about our stories and how Plexus has blessed us and our families, and just share with you tonight from our heart what is possible for you. Because our belief in this company and in our products is through the roof. And we are firm believers that anybody could be successful at this, and it is not a certain type of person, it's not a certain type of personality or background or gender or anything, except willingness to put in the work, grow yourself, and just willingness to do what it takes. So we're going to open by just sharing our stories and introducing ourselves by way of background, so that you have some context for where we are coming from. Because when we say anybody can do this and we are living proof, that is exactly what we mean. So Christina, I'll let you go first. You tell your story and then I'll tell mine.
Okay, awesome. Hey, you guys. Like she said, my name's Christina. If you know me, you know that I am a school teacher by trade. I taught fourth grade for almost a decade here in Georgia in the same school district that I was born and raised in. And some things that you might be surprised to know about me. Before this whole thing started, I already loved my life. I already love my life. I have a great marriage. I have great kids. I'm actually 4 kids now. They range in age from 16 all the way down to 3 years old. And prior to Plexus, I was happy. I love my life. I've always been a glass half full kind of person. But there was definitely room in my life where I had a desire for more. So for instance, I was a school teacher. So for those of you teachers out there, listen, if you're still in school, I'm praying for you, right? And if you're out and this is your first week of summer break, you should totally celebrate. But I knew I would teach. I knew growing up I would teach. I made my brother sit and listen to me teach. I lined up my stuffed animals, and I knew that I wanted to in some way be able to influence and impact people, right? But what I found is that it did not matter how hard I was teaching. It didn't matter how creative I was. It didn't matter how silly I was. It didn't matter how effective I was. It didn't matter how many transformational light bulbs went off in these kids' minds. There was no way, even though I was expanding their knowledge, there was no way for me to expand my paycheck, right? You're capped out at how much money you can earn if you're an educator. And I had reached kind of the top of that. I had, several graduate degrees, and I really had a desire to have more in my life for my family. We wanted to expand our family, but there was just really no way to expand our income. I could not teach harder to make more money. So while I was satisfied, I loved my life. So for those of you on here that are like, I love my life, me too. I did too. But I did want to be able to give my family more experiences. We wanted to have more options. We just wanted more. And so I was open to the idea of increasing our income as long as I didn't have to sacrifice what was the most important in my life. And for the record, I still feel that way. There are still things that I'm not willing to sacrifice, but everything else was on the table. Like when I realized that I did not have to trade hours for dollars, that I could really be intentional with the time that I had and bless my family, I was all about it. Because this is something that I could pack up and take anywhere at any time. And it was giving us freedoms. It was giving us freedoms to pay for things like soccer camp and cheerleading and just things that as an educator, there wasn't that margin in our life. So, and that's just the tip of the iceberg, right? It's transformed our life now because I'm a stay-at-home mom. I had the option and the freedom to leave the classroom thanks to this opportunity. And so now I'm here, still impacting, still teaching, still kind of scratching that itch to be an educator. But now I'm doing it, helping other moms change their lives. I'm helping other women realize that there's more for them too. So that's just briefly what this opportunity has done for me. And I'm so incredibly grateful.
Yes, I'm so incredibly grateful too. So I love your story, Christina. And my story is a little bit different than Christina's, because I, on the other hand, never really aspired to have a career. I really thought that I was going to be a stay-at-home mom. Um, I couldn't really envision myself having a career that required me to leave my children day in and day out. And so I was a homeschooling mom, and that was really what I wanted to be. And just like Christina, I was also very content and happy with my life because I have a great marriage and I have now 6 kids. And I mean, super blessed. And there came a point where I started studying the Proverbs 31 woman, and I aspired to be her. And I felt like a lot of things I was doing well. But one thing I felt like was missing was the part where she was industrious and business minded and blessing her family financially. And so I just had a desire to do that. And so I started trying a lot of different things and lost money at all of them because I had no idea how to grow a business. I even tried another network marketing gig, lost money on that too because I'm not a salesperson. I'm not good at I wasn't good at selling things. I'm also an introvert and shy when I first meet people. And on top of that, I really didn't know that many people because I never had a career and I had always been a stay-at-home mom. I just didn't have much of a network. I lived way out in the country in a one red light town in the middle of nowhere. And so I grew my business mostly on social media. And almost all of the people that have joined me in Plexus are people that I did not know before I started this business. And so now here we are a few years later at the tippy top of this company, and totally different backgrounds, but definitely similar values. We value our family, we value freedom. And so we were a one income family, and my husband worked really hard to provide for us, but I wanted wiggle room in our budget. I wanted to be able to say yes to more because we had to say no to a lot. And so that's why I started the business. When I started, I was not sure if I would be able to be successful at it because, like I said, I had tried so many things and not been successful at them. And I just felt like everything was taking so much time and it wasn't really bringing me much return. I just was very unsure and cautiously optimistic in the beginning, and definitely had been through some struggles in my life, some hard things. And I also lacked confidence and belief in myself. I really wasn't sure that I had what it took. Like, I saw other people at the top of the company and I thought they were special people. Like, I didn't know what it was that made them special. I just knew I wasn't that. And so, anyways, what I've learned along the way is that the special factor is simply willingness to do what it takes. It's really simply a set of skills that anyone can learn and get good at. And you just have to have a desire to change your life. And so that's where I was at. And so I jumped all in with the business. It took me 5 years to go to the top of the company, which industry average for network marketing, that's pretty fast. But in Plexus, that's actually long because people go to the top of our company much faster than that. But I had so much belief that I had to build and so much mindset work that I had to do. It just took me a little longer than the company average, but that's okay. I'm still a diamond. So what my life looks like now is freedom. We're completely debt free. All of my kids are now in the best private school in Savannah, and we're building our dream house. And these are things that I don't think I would have envisioned being able to do. But thankfully, I had a leader who believed in me and showed me what my potential was and showed me the way. And I am forever grateful for that because this opportunity has completely changed my life. And because I said yes, then Christina was able to say yes, and so many others. And so you just never know who you are going to impact and who God is going to bring into your path. You just never know. You never know where you're going to meet them, where they're going to come from, or how you're going to strike up a conversation with them. You just never know. But guys, it's very simple what you have to be willing to do, and that is simply open your mouth about this opportunity and about our products.
Yeah, absolutely. Everything that you said. And I'm so glad that you said yes. Just for the record, I think I probably tell you that all the time, but it's a good life. So maybe you've considered doing something like this, or maybe it has never crossed your mind, or maybe you're just scared to death to even consider for a second what life would look like if you decided to do something. So we're going to break it down for you real simply. There's only 3 things that you have to have a belief in order to be successful at what we do. That's it. And the good news is anybody can learn them. This is not something that I don't think any of us, either one of us would say we woke up with belief strong in all 3 of these areas. We built it. You can build belief. So we're going to talk a little bit about that, but just know that the very first thing that you have to do is be open. Just be open to considering what if this could, in spite of whatever it is in your brain that you're telling yourself, well, if only I didn't have to blank, then maybe I could blank. Like, just consider, what if I could? What if I'm not too busy? What if I don't have to have a special set of skills? What if my network could be enough? What if I am capable of learning and leading? So just consider what if. So the 3 things that you have to have belief in order to be successful is belief in our products. And Brittney's going to tell you why this is a product line that you can stand behind, why it's one people in your family need, and why it's one that you can be excited and confident to share with other people.
Yeah. So when Christina's talking about all of the what ifs, the first thing that comes to my mind is, what if this could change everything for you? Because it has for us. And it did start with belief in the product. So I really do think that, like I mentioned earlier, I have tried a lot of different things to try to earn extra income for my family. And what made Plexus different for me was our products, because I was selling products before that I thought they're good products and I like the products. However, I didn't feel like people needed it. And so there was almost kind of a guilt factor for me with selling something that maybe I liked, but I didn't feel like people like actually needed it. So I don't feel that way with Plexus products, because the vast majority of health issues that we deal with as Americans have the same root issues that cause them, and that's blood sugar imbalances, poor gut health, and inflammation. That's exactly what our products address. Everybody needs these products. Every single person. Even if you're already healthy, if you want to stay healthy, you need supplements because of what's been done to our food supply. Even if you eat super clean and super healthy, which I do try to do for the most part, and I know Christina does too. So many of us Plexus people are very health minded and we are nutrition conscious. But we also know that because of what has been done to our food supply, we no longer get everything our bodies need through diet and exercise alone. This day and age, you have to supplement or your health is going to suffer long term. So that is where our products come in. Supplementation is necessary to achieve optimal health. To feel your best, to look your best, you have to supplement. And these products are the best in class, great pure ingredients, great sources where they get the ingredients from to make the products. And so we believe in our products. We believe people need them. We believe that we are helping people by sharing these products. And we have seen the results for ourselves, and we've seen the results of so many people that we care about. So whenever I started this opportunity and I learned about the products, I like to read books and I also like science. And so the more I learned about the products, the more I got excited to share with people that I cared about. I just thought, I want everybody that I love taking these products.
Yeah. Couldn't tell if you were frozen or if you were done with your sentence. Yeah. I mean, listen, the products have helped me a ton. Okay. A ton. I was on 7 different blood pressure medications at any given time. I was on restless leg medication. I was on anxiety medication. Y'all, and I thought anxiety medication was just a side effect of having a teaching degree, but who knows? You can actually teach without it. I did it for several years. I say that and I'll just, you guys, listen, here's the thing. Whatever it is that's keeping you from feeling your best, just know there's an alternative. You don't have to feel that way. That's not how your bodies were designed to perform. We've kind of hashtagged this tired as a mother and made it cute, and it's not. It's not cute that these moms can't play with their kids. It's not cute that they're having to say, no, not right now, mommy needs a nap. It's not cute that they then go to bed feeling guilty because they know that they weren't able to connect with their kids the way they intended to. So then the next day, the whole cycle starts over again. That's not normal. And we have products that can affect all of those things, mood, hormones, etc. Everything, just about everything that you struggle with has those same root issues, and you can change it. So you can be confident in what you have to share with people about our products. And the good news is you can grow that belief. How do you grow belief in Plexus products? You just learn more about it. You read stories, you listen to what other people, the success that they have had, and then you share their successes. Even if you have not a lick of your own testimony yet, that's okay. I think about a real estate agent who shows homes to families. You guys, she doesn't live in a single home that she's showing to know whether, she doesn't have to live there to know whether or not it's a good fit for her client. She just figures out what her client needs, finds a solution. Plexus is the same way. So you don't have to have a health testimony for every single thing that someone could struggle with before you can be bold and brave and introduce them to Plexus, and just invite them to take a look. Invite them to take a look, and then go talk to the person that shared Plexus with you and say, hey, listen, they're open to looking at this and I don't really know what to do. Could you help me? That's exactly how I learned. I called it on the job training because I'm like, hey, Brittney, this is what she said. What should I say now? Or what information should I send? And that's how I grew my knowledge. And as my knowledge grew, so did my belief. So you have to have belief in the products. And that's what's going to get you excited to tell people about what you've got going on. And then you guys, you have to have belief in network marketing.
Now, that, let me jump in real quick and just add that if you don't have rock solid, unshakable belief in our products, you're only going to get so far in this business. You have to, your belief in these products, it has to be up there. You have to know that what you are offering people is extremely valuable. If you, in the middle of the night, if your next door neighbor's house was burning down, you would not be concerned about what they were thinking about you if you go beating on their door to let them know, hey, your house is burning down. You would be more concerned about helping them and getting that message to them so that they could get out of there than you would about them thinking that you are crazy. Right? So if you don't have belief in our products that is unshakable, if you don't truly in your heart of hearts believe that people need these products, then you're going to hesitate. You're going to hesitate to bring it up. You're going to hesitate to share, and you're going to be more focused on you and what people think of you than you are about actually helping that other person. So you have to have rock solid belief in our products. That is the foundation for you being successful at this business. And like Christina said, if you don't have that, it's buildable. You can go out and build your belief just by learning.
Yep. And that kind of takes us right into the next thing that you have to have belief in, and that is network marketing. And guys, I had zero belief in network marketing. I had not ever sold anything to anybody. I did not even spend my days talking to grownups. I talked to 9 and 10-year-olds all day long. So I certainly had no belief in network marketing. Matter of fact, I might have even accidentally a time or two made fun of dear friends of mine now who used to do this. I might have clowned on them a little bit. I might have remarked or made snarky comments. I did. I might have ignored them a few times in my inbox. I did. Guess what? They're still successful. And here we are, right? So if you have no belief in network marketing, welcome to the club. I did not either. There's a lot of things in life that I believe now that I didn't have belief in before, but someone was willing to show me. Someone was willing to teach me. And guess what? My belief grew. So that's what we hope to do for you tonight. We hope to just kind of introduce you to something that maybe you do want to take a look at. So why network marketing? And I have a list of some things if you see me glance over here so I don't leave anything off. But one of the biggest things I think that we can talk about right now is e-commerce. Hello, You guys, you just watched the whole entire world catch on to what we've known for years. And that is that e-commerce is the way to do business. I don't know if you noticed, but the whole world kind of shut down for a year. Like things were really rough. How many of you noticed that we were like in the middle of a huge shutdown, right? Guess what industry skyrocketed? Network marketing. Guess what industry is also broadcast or forecasted to skyrocket again this year? E-commerce, network marketing. Because guys, listen, this is something that you can do from anywhere at any time. And so many companies are going this way. You had companies that had never sold anything online. And you know what they realized really quickly last March? We better figure out how to be relevant to an online audience, because that's where business is head. Like that's where that, look at it. How many of you have ordered things more online the last year than you ever have before? I have all kinds of stuff coming online. It's amazing. I mean, I have all kinds of things set to subscriptions. I mean, my protein shakes is showing up. I got my hair product showing up. My lipstick showed up today. I mean, it's really convenient. So e-commerce is just, it's going up. So this is literally the best way to do business. So that's number one.
I had to grow my business online, living way out in the country and having no network. I was forced to do that. Like I couldn't like call my friends up and say, hey, come do this with me. And also, thankfully, this is not a party business, because there are a lot of companies that are in network marketing that do parties and stuff like that. Then that's really where a huge portion of your success would come from. I'm so glad that we don't have to do that. Super, super glad. Everything that we do is online. And leaving my house was work for me, because I have 6 kids, guys. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And so it was convenient and necessary for me to grow this online, and completely possible. So globally, it has opened up an entire new network for you. You're not limited geographically to your whatever your network is local to you. You can, I mean, the internet and social media has changed the way business is done and the way money is made.
Yeah, absolutely. And like she said, y'all, if this was a business that was party based, there's no way I could have done it. I was already outside of my home all day long. There's no way that I would have been able to trade those hours at home in the evening to go have parties, right? But I could do things like this. I could put my kids to bed and I could connect with people online. I could send messages. So this, I mean, that was a huge selling point for me, because guys, listen, I didn't want a bunch of inventory in my garage that I had to run around town and deliver or haul to the post office. Like I want, with this, that takes me to my next point. With Plexus, you're buying a system. Okay. And some of you might be thinking, what is that? Well, when you enroll and you decide to start sharing, you're given a referral link. Your business is up and running day one if you choose. But guys, with that comes a customer service department that you don't have to handle. With that comes a shipping department that you don't have to handle. With that comes a research and design group that you don't have to handle. Big name products that are affected that you don't have to create. Right? Scientists, law, I mean, everything that you could possibly need, a compliance department, everything. Think about what goes into creating a business from the ground up. Y'all, if I had even tried to conceive of how to do that, I would not have even had a place to start. I had no idea. But the more that I've learned about just everything that kind of comes with this business in a box, I'm so grateful that for less than what it cost me to feed my family at Chick-fil-A, I was given a business that was ready to run, that is solid, and that I'm covered on all of those areas. And it didn't take my brain power to create it. Anything you want to say about the system?
Yeah, I mean, and all the training is there for you. So you do get all of this included in your membership. But even then, when you buy into the membership, you're not on your own. So we teach you step by step exactly what to do. So your success is completely up to you, and you are in business for yourself, but you're not in business by yourself. Because when I first started, I was thinking, I know absolutely nothing about growing a business, running a business, managing a business, customer acquisition, what to say about Plexus. I mean, I knew absolutely nothing. And so I was so glad that all of the training was there for me. Like Christina said, it was on the job training.
Yeah.
Learn as you earn.
Absolutely. You guys, here's a benefit that I want you to know that we didn't necessarily have access to when we started. You have a team full of the highest ranking people in the company. And I don't say that to brag, although I am super proud of my team. I say that so that, through our learning and growing and failing forward and trying things out and changing it, we've created rock solid systems. We've created rock solid training that we didn't have before. And listen, we didn't have to have it to be successful. Here we are. But along the way, we've always analyzed, how were we successful? What did we do? So that what we have, we can literally try to hand someone else and say, listen, if you want the results we have, here are the steps that we took to get it. Kind of like a lesson plan, if you will. Like, okay, listen, here you are. Welcome to the business. This is what I did step by step. And guys, when you can make something duplicatable like that, anybody that's willing to learn the skills can do it. So, okay, low startup, no overhead. Guys, there's really no other business that you could go and start for $9.95 right now and have the return on investment that's possible. I can't even figure out percentage-wise what my return has been. It has been billions of percentages. I'm not a math person, but a lot. There's no other business where you can start this. And guys, right now you can come in and make $300, $700, $1,100 and more your first 30 days. You have no cap, no ceiling, no limit. You're going to be paid, compensated directly proportional to the amount of value that you're bringing to the company. Guys, I don't know another business where you get to be valued and paid and compensated in equal proportion to the effort that you put in. Because I was teaching my heart out, and there were a few friends of mine who were making the same amount of money that I was making for much less effort, right? But in this, I get compensated based off of my efforts, and you get compensated based off of your efforts. And if your efforts increase, so do your compensation. So I love that. And my favorite thing, because this is so me, guys, this is a simple set of skills that anybody can learn. Anybody. When I first started, I was in a classroom full time. I was in grad school. I had a nursing baby and 2 older children. I didn't have the brain width, right, to have to learn something that's super duper complicated. But I could learn some simple skills, how to connect with people, how to share what I had, how to teach them to do the same thing. And learning those simple skills, guys, that has led us to time and financial freedom that I never even knew was a possibility. And we're going to talk a little bit about that. But y'all, if you've somehow adopted this idea that you have to settle for enough or good enough in your brain, just know that's a lie. That's not true. You don't have to settle for good enough. If you have a good enough life, that's awesome. I'm so glad that you can see all the positives that God's given you, but that doesn't have to be good enough. You can have a spectacular life. Your kids can have a spectacular life. This life could be as big as you want it to be. Okay. One of my favorite things about this business, recognition, y'all. I'm a type 3 achiever, if you have not noticed. And so when a company takes the time to recognize me or to acknowledge and have the opportunity to win, that's right up my wheelhouse. And I just want to talk about some of the things that we've won. I mean, where do I even start? We've won big checks, like the actual ones, like Price is Right size checks, big checks. We've won cruises. We won trips to Hawaii. Brittney drives a Plexus Lexus. I have a lifestyle bonus. We've won jewelry. We've won iPads, MacBooks. I mean, I never walked into my classroom and had a MacBook wrapped up on my desk, right? And it was not really part of that gig, but here it is. That's part of this opportunity, is just recognition and achievement and prizes and winning. And I like to win. Anything you want to say about what you've won?
A lot of things. Last year, this time we got $10,000 checks. And we've got to go to Hawaii and shopping sprees. I don't think you said shopping sprees. Did you say that? Lots of shopping sprees to Bloomingdale's, Nordstrom. And we get to do this every year for the rest of our life.
Yep.
For the rest of our life. So it's pretty fun for 2 country girls who are not.
It is. Yeah. Yeah, really fun.
Oh,
okay.
Can I? Is there a lag? I think there's a lag. Like I'll say something, then 2 seconds later you respond. But anyways, I just want to jump in because you mentioned about the pandemic last year. and how it just shut everything down, and that there's no real thing as job security. Like, a lot of people did feel secure in their jobs before 2020, and now everybody has realized that there's just really no such thing. And so people are looking for a plan B. People are more open than ever before to a plan B. And that is why you should go all in with this opportunity. Because whereas before people might not have been as open to this, now they're wide open. And last year, my paycheck tripled. And I was already earning six figures, guys. We now make what a brain surgeon makes. And that is coming in with no experience. Before we did this, we didn't have experience in sales. We just learned everything we could along the way. And now we have achieved something that most people won't, not because they can't, but because they're not willing. But guys, now people are willing. They have learned some things over the last 2020, over the last year, because of everything that happened in 2020. They have learned that they need to have a backup plan. And so a lot of people started looking for something like this, side hustle, whatever, especially something they could do online and take with them everywhere, because this is a mobile business, right? You're not like, you can work from home, but home is the home base. It's not the prison. Really, it's work from anywhere business. So anyway, I just want to throw that in there about job security and plan B.
Yeah. And you guys, let's talk about, I joke about being motivated by money because I really am, and achievements and winning and prizes. But guys, with a lot, you can do a lot of good. There's so much, there's such a need, right? For people who have their priorities in line and people who have a strong, solid faith to have ample, to have an abundance. Because when you have an abundance and you have very, very strong values and very strong beliefs, you're going to go do a lot of good with that. You're going to go do a whole lot of good with that. So just know that while the winning is fun and all of that, there's so much good that we've been able to do now because we have so much more. So I just want to throw that in there. Okay. Network marketing. Guys, listen, you can literally condense a 30-year career down into just a couple of years. And if you're me, I could teach for 30 years and I was still not ever going to make anywhere near what I'm making now. Right? You can Google Georgia teaching salary and you'll see at the end of my 30th year, the most amount of money I could have made. So just know that this is something that not only can you condense that career into a 2 to 5 year time frame, but you can increase exponentially the amount of earning possible, the amount of potential that's there for earning, for your income.
And you can help other people do the same thing. That is what is so empowering to me, is knowing that it's not just about me and what I can accomplish and what I can achieve, but it's also about who I'm taking with me. Like, I'm not just at the top by myself. I've impacted other people around me that I never would have envisioned myself doing, guys. I'm an introvert from the country, but God had a plan. And so you can offer all of this to people that you deeply care about.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. So kind of like what Brittney was saying is, if you don't have belief in network marketing, you can grow it. I did. I had to read several books specifically about network marketing to really kind of get me to see the opportunity for what it was. Several that are Millionaire by Halftime, one of my faves, right? And then you guys, if y'all don't know, we are huge John Maxwell fans. You guys, he wrote a whole book on network marketing and why it's a good thing and why it's an opportunity of a lifetime for people. It's called Power of Five. So there's a lot of material out there. If you're open, go read it. Go read it and just consider, what if this could change? Because guys, if other people are doing it and being successful, so can you. It's just a matter of if you're willing. And that brings us to the next thing you have to believe in. We've got the products, we've got the opportunity. You also have to have rock solid belief in yourself. And I'm going to let Britt tell you about that.
Yes, you definitely do. So Christina said that she struggled a little bit in the beginning with belief in the opportunity. And honestly, I didn't struggle with that one because I could see from the beginning that this business model, it's a people helping people business model. And I just thought, well, the more people I help, the faster then I'm going to reach my goals. And so I just set out to help as many people as I could with our products and with this opportunity. You do have to have rock solid, unshakable belief in the opportunity, because if you don't, you will only get so far, just like with the products, because you will hesitate. You will not bring up the opportunity. You might go and sell 100 welcome packs to all your friends, get them all on the products, but you'll hesitate to share with them about the earning potential if you don't truly believe in this opportunity. And some of you on here tonight, maybe you just joined last month. Maybe you earned $600 in bonuses or more. And you are thinking, well, I'm going to try this, or I'm going to do this for a little while and earn some extra income. We're here to tell you that you could do this, like really do this, not just stick your big toe in and earn some extra income, which is nice. But guys, we're talking about freedom here, financial freedom. That is what is possible for you. And you do have to believe in our products and our opportunity. And you have to believe in the opportunity, because you can't recruit yourself or sell products all the way to diamond. It does require you to sell products, but you also have to have people doing this with you. If you believe that this is a viable opportunity in which you can earn freedom and other people can too, then you will go out and you will tell everybody you know that they need to do this opportunity with you. They need to do this. And that is how you will climb through the ranks. Okay. It starts with your belief, what you are telling yourself about this opportunity. All right. Believing in yourself. This is the one I did majorly struggle with. Because like I said, I've been through some things, guys, some really hard things in my life. And I just did not have the confidence when I started out. I just would think things like, well, Leslie lives in the same town I do. So why would somebody join me instead of her? Like, what would set me apart? Like, I'm not anything special. Or what if I was a diamond and I was at the top of a company? I have all these people looking at me thinking I'm supposed to tell them what to do or how to be successful. What if I don't know how to lead them? What if I let everybody down? And so I had a lot of fear. I definitely worried what people were going to think. My dad's a pastor in a tiny town. Everybody knows everybody. And I just knew everybody was probably going to think that I was crazy. So I definitely had a lot of fear to overcome. But like I said, I had a leader who believed in me, and I was hungry for change in my life. And so I was willing to do what it takes to overcome. I realized that my thoughts were a choice, that just because I thought something or felt something did not make it true. And guys, where a lot of people get caught up in this business, it's not necessarily belief in the products or belief in the business. It is belief in themselves. They get stuck on what is between their ears. This business is 80% mindset. It's only 20% skill set. What we have to do, it's not difficult. But what keeps people from taking the right actions that will bring them success is what's between their ears. They are telling themselves that they can't do it, or they are convinced that they are different than other people who are successful. And really, they're not. Okay. It's just what they're believing. So, most people that come into this business, they're not just automatically naturals at it. Like, a lot of people come into this and they think, well, I'm excited. I'm just going to post on Facebook, and then everybody is going to just beat down my door wanting what I'm offering. And for 98% of us, guys, that's not generally how it works. For most of us, we post on Facebook and we get crickets, and that's normal. And it's not an indicator of whether or not you can be successful. Not at all. What is an indicator is your willingness to learn and your willingness to work. Those are the indicators. If you have those two ingredients, you can go to the top. Okay. And we're proof of that. So most people are not naturals. Everybody at some point has to learn the skills of it. And the ones who take the time and invest in learning, they are the ones who are generally going to be successful. You are going to encounter the same hurdles that every other person in this business encounters. But if there are other people out there being successful, that means you can too. But what you believe about the hurdles is going to determine how you respond. Okay. So check yourself on what you are believing. What are you telling yourself when you sit down to work? What thoughts are coming up for you? Is it negative or is it confidence? Do you know that what you're offering people is something that they need, and it's something that even if they don't know that they need it yet, you're convinced that they do? They just don't know it yet? Because if you have that kind of confidence, then you won't hesitate to follow up. You won't be scared to follow up. Okay. Your thoughts are going to determine how you behave. You think something long enough, then you're going to begin to believe it. So, just as a quick example from scripture, the story of the woman who had the bleeding and nobody knew what was wrong with her, and she heard that Jesus was coming to town, and so she thought to herself, if I could just touch his robe, then I'll be healed. And so she took action. She saw him coming and she made her way through the crowd, and that's what she did. She touched his garment, and he turned around and he said, who touched me? And she confessed that it was her. And he said, your faith has made you well. And she was healed. But guys, it wasn't just her faith, it was what she was believing. It was her belief that propelled her into taking the right action, because she wasn't just sitting there believing and not doing. Because what she believed got her into action, it brought her some results, right? And that is how it is in this business. What are you believing about yourself? Because your success is up to you. You are no different than anybody else that God has created. I mean, you are different, you're unique, but you're not at a disadvantage. You're not a product of your circumstances. You're a product of how you respond to them. But if you believe that you can't do it because of your circumstances, then you won't. But your thoughts are a choice. Because for every excuse that you could make for why you cannot be successful at this, I guarantee you there is a jewel in this company who could have made that excuse but chose not to. Okay. So your thoughts are going to determine how you behave. So choose your thoughts wisely. Mindset and the management of time and the management of your emotions, those are the places a lot of times where people get caught up and get stuck in this business, because it's simple what we have to do, but it's not always easy, because it's our thoughts that convince us that we're going to fail. You don't have to believe it. You can make a choice not to.
Yep. I was reading something in a book today by John Maxwell. I'm telling you, it's the problem. And he was talking about a guy who had attempted to climb Mount Everest and was not successful his first time. And so at a reception afterward, after that not successful attempt, somebody asked him how he was feeling about the next attempt. And he said that he was, confident that he was going to be successful. And they're like, how are you so confident? Like, you just weren't successful. And he said, because Mount Everest can't get any bigger. I can. So he believed so much in his ability to overcome that it didn't matter how big the mountain was. And so exactly what Brittney said, we've seen jewels and diamonds in this company with some major hurdles, major things that if they had decided was going to hold them back, we probably all would have been like, oh, that's reasonable, right? I'm talking about marriages and deaths and moves and deployments. And I mean, anything you could think of that you would think, man, I don't know how anybody that had this happen would overcome, they've overcome. I can think of a diamond friend of mine right now whose husband died suddenly and left her as a single mom of 4 kids and unemployed, right? So there are so many things. And she decided, instead of saying, you know what, this is going to cause me to not be successful, she said, man, because of this, I've got to be successful. Because of this, if I don't have time for my kids, I'm not going to let that be the reason that I don't do this. I'm going to let that be the reason that I do this, right? Because I want to be in control of my time. So one question that we always ask people is, if your calendar was empty and your bank account was slam full, how would you spend your life? How would your husband spend his life? How would your kids spend their lives? Where would you live? Would your kids go to the same school? Would you drive the same car? Would you take the same kind of trips? Would you give the same amount of money that you're giving? What would life look like if you actually were in control?
And if your life looks 5 years from now exactly like it does right now, Would you be okay with that? And if you're not okay with that, then what are you willing to do to change it?
Yep. Because
Because
if
it's totally up to you.
I thought you were about to say the same thing I was about to say. Listen, if you change nothing, nothing changes. So if you wouldn't be happy 5 years from now with everything that you have right now, what are you willing to do to change it?
We just want you to know that this is possible. Like, whatever your dreams are, whatever those God given desires are that are in your heart, they are possible. And many of us have been surprised to realize along the way that this is the avenue, this is the platform that God has used in order to allow us to fulfill our purpose here and make an impact and bless our families and so much more. So we want you guys to know that that is possible for you too. We want you to start dreaming again, because so many people, they at some point in their adult life, they just accept the status quo and they accept that this is the way things are. And you don't have to do that. There are options for you.
Absolutely. Another line that I read today said, when you think of limits, you create them. Limits that you have placed on your life, they're not real. You created them. So when you think of limits, you set them, you create them. So the good thing is you can overcome them. So we, just like she said, we want you to know it's possible. We're not satisfied with being here. People will say, I can't believe you're still doing what you're doing. I'm like, what do you mean? I got girls that want to get here. Like, we working, we doing this thing. And listen, I will never stop until every single wife and mom and lady on my team and guys on my team have hit every single one of their goals. So just know we're just getting started. We are just getting started. There's not ever been a better time to do what we're doing than right now. So if you're on this call, here's my call to action for you. When this call ends, whoever invited you, however the heck you ended up here, send them a message and just say, hey, listen, this is what I could relate with. You're not committing to anything. You're just engaging in dialogue. Just say, listen, I could relate to this when she said that. Just let them know. Let them know something that you could relate with. And if you're feeling really brave, let them know what scares you. Like, listen, I really related a lot with what Brittney said, but you know what scares me is I wonder if I could do it too. I wonder, like, what if I did? What Brittney used to worry about? What if I did do it? Like, what if I do have people follow me? Then what? And I'm over here like, I want all the people. Where are all the people? So just reach out to whoever invited you. Have a conversation and just consider, what if?
Mm-hmm. So there's going to be hurdles along the way. Just know that is to be expected. The journey is not going to be easy, but it will be worth it. We are here to tell you that it is worth it. Every sacrifice that you make, every investment in your business that you make, it is worth it, because we would not trade our lives for anything. And a couple of weeks ago, me and Christina were at a training retreat, and we were instructed to go ask our children how we were performing as mothers. And so we just let them know we're completely open to feedback. We want you to be completely honest. We really want to grow. And we both asked our kids this question. And my oldest son, who is 19, and he also just got married last weekend, he's grown and out the house. He responded by saying, Mom, I think that I can't think of anything that I would want you to do better. He said, you have paid for my wedding. You helped me pay for my first car. You give me wisdom. And I think that you are a great mom. And I don't know anything you could do better. I'm not sharing all of that with you guys to brag. I'm just sharing this with you because it's because of Plexus. Like everything he listed there, the me paying for his wedding, that's because of Plexus. Me helping him pay for his first car, that's because of Plexus. The wisdom I have to offer him is wisdom that I have gained through building this business. How many times on this call has Christina referenced John Maxwell? My kids call John Maxwell Uncle John. That is how much they have heard him. And now my children are in leadership roles. My oldest son, they're about to make him, and he's already in a leadership role at Chick-fil-A, and he is being promoted. here shortly to a management position because of what I have learned along the way that he has caught. And so it's blessed my family in more ways than just financially. It's worth it. All of the investing that you do in yourself and in your business, it is worth it.
Mic drop. And also, you mentioned God's chicken, and now I'm like, chicky leg. Yeah, we're excited for you guys. We know that several of you will take hold of this opportunity. And we know that you're going to be on a call like this one day telling people the same thing. And so we're cheering for you. Like she said, it won't be easy, guys. But listen, if it was easy, it would be sleazy and everybody would be doing it. But it's worth it. And it's simple. Remember, simple-minded me. If I can do it, you can totally do it.
Yeah, it can be done. It can be done because you have literally every single tool and resource and leadership that you need in order to go to the top of this company. So, what are you going to do with it? Is the question. What are you going to do with it?
That's all I got.
All right.
Out of all the smart things to say.
All right. Thank y'all for being on. See y'all at the top.